Welcome to the coaching table. I'm Thomas Thompson, and I help leaders like you have the conversations that you're not having so you can lead yourself well. If you struggle to lead yourself well, you will always struggle to lead others well. And one area of struggle that we're having a conversation about is handing off the delegation football. How do you really do a good delegation handoff? Great leaders know how to delegate well. They've learned it, they've practiced it, and they do it well. And it's fun to work for them because you know what you're going to get, and you know you're going to give the freedom to run, and you're going to score. So if you want to catch up on the last three, this is the final one. If you want to catch up on the last three, scroll down and click the button there. It'll take you back. You can catch up and bring us to today. But how do you hand off this football in a way that they can really run with it? And I wanted to share two thoughts today. One is for the leader, for the quarterback, the one handing off the ball. The other is for the running back, the one receiving the delegation they're being delegated to. First, to the quarterback. I talked last time about when I present this kind of a concept, sometimes leaders will push back and they'll go, but when do I get a chance to kind of, if I see things aren't going the way I want them to, when do I get a chance to step in? Well, first of all, you always get the right to step in. You're the boss. You pay the checks. Your name's on the front. You get to make those kinds of things. It's called the right to redirect. Here's one way to think about that, and that's this. Every leader has in their wallet a card. The card says, because I'm the leader. Every parent has the same card in their wallet. Because I'm the dad. Because I'm the mom. It's a variation of because I said so. You do have that card in your wallet as a parent, as a leader. Let me propose this. The more you pull this card out, the less effective of a leader that you are. You're leading out of a position. You're not really leading out of being influential. And you're going to have frustrated kids and frustrated employees if you're always pulling out the because I'm the leader card. Conversely, the times when you actually really do need to pull it out, I'm saying a few times a year, maybe. When you pull that out, it's going to carry weight and responsibility because your organization is going to realize, okay, yeah, they never pull this card out. It is serious. How do you avoid having to pull that card out? Well, you make sure that two things are happening. Number one, that you have super clarity around these three conversations. I even encourage, draw this on a board. Sit with your team. Hey, team, in this assignment, is there any lack of clarity over responsibility? What is on your plate? Is there any lack of clarity around authority? What are my permissions and boundaries? Is there any lack of clarity around accountability? This is what I'll be asking you on. This is what I'll be evaluating on. This is what an A is. If you can have that up front, that will tamp down some of the pressure we feel to sometimes step in and redirect. But the second thing that helps with this, with redirection, is just have an agreed upon redirect time. Now, in teams I lead and coach, I try to say, hey, quarterly is a great time for that. Your organization might need to adjust that back and forth. But if you had a time where once a quarter you would sit down with every employee and you review all their responsibilities and authorities, but you'd focus in on, okay, let's see how you did, what we agreed you would do, what we agreed the A was, and let's have that time. In that conversation is a great redirect time. That's a great redirect time. What's a bad redirect time is every Monday morning walking in and just throwing out, hey, I thought about this and you need to change this and change that. You need to let them have some leash. You need to let them run with it. So just have that agreed upon right to redirect time. As a leader, you always get that. And if you know that on your calendar every month, every 2 weeks, every quarter, you're going to be able to sit down with that employee and redirect anything that you think needs redirecting, you'll be able to put that card back in your wallet. You'll calm down because you know it's coming. That's for you as a leader, your right to redirect. For you as the running back, the one receiving the ball, let me throw out that these are really three areas for you to demonstrate your own self-leadership. When it comes to the area of responsibility, what you're really showing and demonstrating here is your own initiative. When someone hands you the ball, what do you do with it? Do you run with it? Do you stand around? Do you get to it later? Or do you really take it seriously? This is a powerful tool for you to demonstrate your own initiative. And when you demonstrate that you could be trusted with small amounts of responsibility, guess what you get? Greater amounts. And if you're a leader who says, I want to do something important, there's some things in my heart I want to do, then get your job done well in the delegation handoff with the responsibility you've given, you'll get more. Second thing for you as a running back is in the area of authority. This is where you get to demonstrate your influence. This is where you get to exercise some. And how it's working in the organization is that your supervisor has given you some of her influence to spend. So you get to go to the team and say, hey, so-and-so, she has asked me to be in charge of this project and have it done by this date. So what I need from you to make that happen, see what I borrowed some of her. Now you want to be careful with that. If you're always doing that, it's because you haven't gained your own. But use their influence in the right way as you begin to gain your own influence in the organization. And then this final area of accountability, this is a chance for you to show self-leadership in your understanding of the values of the organization. When I follow through with a project and my accountability and my evaluation lines up with the goals and the heart and the culture of this place, I am demonstrating that I have clarity in this place. But when I'm working off a different pay page, or I'm thinking, well, I really thought it would be great if this happened. Well, I really thought what was important in the situation was, the time to bring up those thoughts was back at the clarity conversation at the beginning, not at the evaluation when it's too late. So for you, that's the running back that's receiving the ball. Take the time to think through, how am I demonstrating my initiative, my influence, and then my understanding of the values of this place. I'm telling you, if you can hand the ball off, quarterback, and if you can take that ball and run with it, running back, we're going to score some points in this team. It comes down to the handoff in delegation. So as you've been thinking about this and maybe reviewing all of the delegation stuff, two thoughts as we close. Number one, I'd love to hear your stories of delegation, successes, and fumbles. Click down on my email, shoot me a quick story. Let's start a conversation. But number two, I want to give you the coaching table question for this week, and that's this. Where do I need practice? Good handoffs are something that as I talked about week one, they get practiced over and over. What is it you need practice on? Pick one corner of this football and say, that's where I'm going to get better in the next 30 days. Love to continue to help you get better as a leader and to lead yourself well. And I'll be back next week with more ways to do that through these conversations at the coaching table. And until then, you're always welcome at the coaching table.